Numbskull News here with video number 2, the future of the MCU. Now that's smooth.
Tell me his name again.
Thanos.
Man, it is an exciting time for us dorks out there. Man, you got the NFL draft coming up. Well, okay, y'all probably don't care about that, but the Marvel Infinity War about to drop. So obviously I'm all over YouTube, checking out different channels, seeing what people are saying about, their theories about what's going to happen in Infinity War. And one of the more popular topics generally is who's going to die. Quite literally a Marvel Deadpool going on YouTube. And I see the leading contenders are Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor. Reason being for this is because they say their contracts are up. Well, who cares? They've all went through their storyline, their trilogy. Last I've seen, you don't need a contract to be in a Marvel movie. These actors can continue on, just come in at Avengers movies or different crossover movies, guest star in a Black Panther movie or a Doctor Strange movie. Basically like a one-off or something like that. They don't have to have a contract. Second thing is, whoever defeats Thanos is going to have the Infinity Gauntlet. So whoever you do kill, and there probably will be some people that die, but you can bring them back. We're talking about fantasy stuff here. We're talking about comic book stuff. How many times have we seen someone brought back from the dead, or some other version from the multiverse being brought into our timeline? So really, it's rather irrelevant who's going to die. Now, a theory that's been rolling around in my head is I believe Tony Stark is probably going to expand his mentorship of Peter Parker and is going to start training him up as far as taking over Stark Enterprises. It kind of makes sense. The guy's getting older. He doesn't have any kids. He seems to like Peter. Peter likes him. Maybe he has some kind of weird father-son, uncle-nephew kind of vibe going on, which would be great to see in Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3. Not just the other villains, but how his association with Tony Stark keeps moving forward and eventually leads to him taking over Stark Enterprises. As Peter gets older, I think it'd be very interesting to see him lay down the Spider-Man gimmick, because that's kind of a young man's game, and have him actually take over being Iron Man. That would be pretty cool. You talk about a tough Iron Man, because even if you defeat the suit, then you got to defeat a guy who's got superhuman strength and advanced senses and all that. And wouldn't it be cool if Peter Parker at that time looks to mentor someone else, perhaps like a Miles Morales, train up a new Spider-Man to take over his job. Spider-Man's a young man's game. You got to have the next guy come up. You got to look for the new rookie. You got to go draft somebody, and it would be a cool way for them to incorporate Miles Morales' version of Spider-Man into the MCU. And as far as Thor goes, I think it'd be very interesting to see him complete the journey, bringing Asgard to Earth and rebuilding Asgard, at least for a limited amount of time on Earth. Now, you can incorporate that into a Doctor Strange movie, maybe a Miss Marvel movie, even a Black Panther movie. You don't have to have another separate Thor movie to accomplish this. Then comes Captain America. Now, in my estimation, he's probably the most likely to die out of everybody, but like I said, it's a temporary death. They're probably going to bring him back for a one-off, or maybe do something with Black Panther or something. Here's what would be really interesting. Whose side would you think he would be on if all of a sudden the X-Men show up, and of course the mutant registry is happening? And what if it's Tony Stark that's ahead of that thing? Like he was big on the Sokovia Accords and all that. It would stand to reason that Tony Stark would be on the side of, hey, let's register these mutants, they're all weapons, and let's forget about any kind of rights they may have. And Captain America would probably fight for the X-Men, which could set up an outstanding Avengers 5, which would be something like Avengers versus X-Men or something like that, with Captain America teaming up with Professor X and company. I would love to see that personally. Don't know if that's the route they would go, but that would be a pretty killer route to go. Well, that's all I got as far as theories are concerned. All the other characters, we know Black Panther ain't going to die. Even if they kill him off, they're going to bring him right back. Same thing for everybody else. There may be some permanent deaths out there, but the same rule applies for the big three. I mean, you can bring anybody back for any reason. You're going to have the gauntlet. You have the multiverse. There's all kinds of ways to bring these guys back. So strap up and hang on, because it's going to be a fun ride. So that's it. I'm all out. Thanks for watching the video. Like, share, subscribe, or not. Do what you want. As always, I'll be back with another video as soon as I can. Bye.
I'm Peter, by the way.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, you're using your made-up names. Then I am Spider-Man.